as I do. When he's away from her sight, he eats too much. When she isn't there to hear him, he doesn't understand how to be quiet. And who knows what he does all night while the rest of us are asleep? Just before dawn today, I woke and found him sitting on the edge of my mat, watching me with big eyes. "What's the matter?" I asked him. My voice was not soft. He wouldn't let me be alone even at night. "Nothing," he said. "What do you mean? You're always complaining." "I'm not the one who stares like a duck," I answered. "I'm not the one who can't stay asleep like a normal person." "Ghosts," Father sighed from his hammock. "My house is filled with ghosts. They talk to each other all night. I'll have to build a new house. I'll live there in peace. It will be wonderful." "Oh, yes, I'll come with you." Mother's voice was unhappy as a fish pulled into the air from the sea. "Let's escape from such cruel ghosts who will not let people have their rest." I could have explained that it was my brother's fault, but it would have done no good. Father would only have made more jokes, and Mother would have said, "We'll listen later, morning girl." I stood up, squeezed the stiffness from the back of my neck, and gave my brother a parting frown that I hoped would leave him very worried. That did no good either, for he was already back on his own mat, curled into a comfortable position, pretending to be dreaming. His eyes were closed tightly, and his mouth was smiling. Outside, at least, belonged to me, since no one else was around. I could do anything, go anywhere. I could walk or run. I could climb or swim. I could watch the ocean or slip into the mango grove, keep very quiet until the birds forgot I was there and began to talk to one another again. The day welcomed me, brushed my hair with its breeze, greeted me with its songs. I raised my arms high and stretched. I let the rich scent of the large red flowers color my thoughts, and the perfume gave me an idea of how to use my special time. I would search for the most beautiful blossoms and weave them together into necklaces for Father and Mother. If I hurried, I could finish before they rose for the second time, and they would find my gifts waiting at the entrance to our house. As I was working, my mind rushed ahead to what I knew was sure to happen. Mother would come outside first, see the necklaces, and go back in to get Father. Then they would return to the doorway together, him rubbing his eyes and grumbling until he noticed what lay at his feet. "Look at this!" he would cry, as if he were completely surprised, and Mother would press her hands together and say, "How unusual! How well made! Where could these amazing necklaces have come from?" Mother and Father would ask each other as they placed my flowers around their necks. And they would still be wearing them, still be happy with me, when finally, late in the morning, long after everyone else, my brother woke up.
Chapter 2. Star Boy. You know how it is when you're on the beach on a white city morning and you shut your eyes tight? What you see isn't exactly dark. At least not dark the way it's dark when you're inside your house at night and you can't make anything out. When every noise is a question, you can't answer. What you see with your eyes closed during the day is something different. It's like deep water, a pond that's draped with shade. I don't know what makes it happen. The fins of tiny fish or their eyes, the sparkle of agates. But there are lights moving down there, something to watch. It's the same on a night when there's no moon and you look straight into the sky. The more you watch, the more you see. Grains of white sand, it looks like, and sometimes one drops so fast you can hardly follow it before it's lost. What I don't like is nothing. I don't mean I like everything, because I don't. I don't like it when my sister wakes me up, and I don't like to eat fish with too many bones. I don't like those hungry bugs so small you don't know they're there until they bite you. But mostly, I don't like nothing. You know, nothing. I don't like it when there's nothing to hear, nothing to taste, nothing to touch, especially when there's nothing to see. Those times, I don't know where I am. The first night, I woke up and noticed that everyone was invisible. I held perfectly still and disappeared. I became nothing too, and I didn't know how to get back. Finally, I talked to myself, whispered a little song my father sings when he speaks to the birds, excusing himself for bothering them. I rubbed the tip of my thumb against the tip of my fingers. I touched my tongue to my lips and tasted salt from the ocean. And I waited that way until the day remembered us and returned. "Why are you awake so early?" my mother asked me that morning. "Are you becoming the same kind of flower as your sister, the kind that bends to the east and calls the sun?" I didn't like being anything like my sister, who in fact is called Morning Girl because she gets up before everyone else. So I told a different story. "I don't need sleep anymore," I said. "That's too bad." My mother shook her head and smoothed my hair flat. "How will you dream if you don't sleep? How will you hear yourself?" I thought about this problem. "Maybe you're a bat," my mother suggested, smiling at me, "and will dream all day while the rest of us work. How lucky for you." I thought of bats and how they raced through the dark sky fast as late summer rain. I thought of how the wind would feel against my skin if I could fly. "It's true," I said. "I will sleep today." "And hang upside down from a limb of a tree?" asked Morning Girl, who always listened to what anyone said, even though it had nothing to do with her. "I want to see that. Maybe I'll poke you with a stick." "And maybe during the night I'll land in your hair," I told her. "Maybe I'll build a nest." "Bats don't make nests," she pointed out. But still she raised her hand to her head at the idea. "Maybe I'm a new kind of bat." "What is it about the night that you like?" my mother asked to stop the argument. But not just for that reason. She was truly interested and always listened closely to what I said. Now she stopped cleaning a manioc root and looked at me. I began, and thought back to the white sand scattered on a sky-black beach. "I like the stars. I like to look down at them." "You don't look down at the sky," Morning Girl contradicted. "You look up." "Maybe not if you're a bat," my father said, his voice very serious. His eyes were still closed, and so it seemed as though his words came from nowhere. We couldn't tell if he was joking or not. "But no one is asking the right question," he continued. "Why don't bats sleep at night? Perhaps they like the same things as this star boy does." Star Boy. That was the first time I heard my new name, Star Boy. Before that, I was called Hungry, because that's what I was most of the time. I liked Star Boy much better. No one spoke as we all listened, tested the weight of the words. Star Boy. My mother smiled. "Who is talking?" she asked at last. "Who has found such a good question? Who has thought of such a fine name for my son?" "It is the father of a bat," said my father, "the father of a morning flower. It is the husband of a mother of a bat and a flower. It is a man who is surrounded by people who talk when others are trying to sleep." I think I must be in the wrong family, since I am the only one who knows the value of rest. I think my mother looked at Morning Girl and me with her eyebrows raised, then slipped a piece of clean fruit between my father's lips to stop his words. We all watched while he chewed. He still did not open his eyes. "No," he said after he swallowed, "this is not the wrong family. There is only one person who knows where to find fruit so sweet, only one person with fingers so gentle." My mother lowered her eyes, but she was pleased. "Why do bats like the dark?" she asked me, returning to her conversation. "Tell us, Star Boy." When she used my new name, I knew it was now mine for good, and at that moment I decided that I would become an expert, a person who would be asked questions about the night and who would know the answers. "Because it's big," I said. "Because there are special things to see if you watch closely. Because in it you can be dreaming even if you're awake. Because someone must remember the day while others sleep, and call it when it's time for the sun to come home." My father opened his eyes at last, propped himself on his elbows, and nodded.